Hello, my people of San Martin. If you didn't know, I'm Sister María Belen, not Sister Providencia. Just to let you know, she is my twin sister. By the way, I'm Sister María Belen from the Dominican Sisters of Fatima. I was born in Arbonito, Puerto Rico, the 13th of August of 1985, and I'm here at San Martino Tours to work with the family, especially those who are in their homes. We visit them, we do the baptism applications. We also do matrimony applications. So we are here to work closely with the family to take Christ to the family and the family to Christ. I decided to become a nun, not because I wanted to be a nun, because I did not want to be a nun. I wanted to be a nurse. So I grew up thinking that I could save a life by becoming a nurse. And so at the age of 14, I received a beautiful letter from the Lord, from Sister Mariana de Jesus, who wrote to me and told me that if I know you want to be a nurse to save a life, but then how come not be a sister and save souls? And so that was very touching into my soul, that I could actually do that. But I was still too young. I was only 14 years old, so I was still too young. But that kept to be in my soul, so that I could keep walking in life with grace and joyfully, knowing that God was calling me for something, but I did not know what it was yet. At the age of 18, I received my second call. I call it calls. First call, second call, and then third call. My second call was at the age of 18, but I was already a nurse. So what I was trying to do was learn nursing and then be able to graduate to then enter the convent. Okay, but at the age of 20, when my sister enters the convent, Sister María de la Providencia enters in 2006, I wanted to go visit her. So I went to visit her, and I saw there things that my soul was feeling, and so she entered novitiate, and I got the opportunity to see her enter the novitiate. And as she enters, before the actual ceremony, they're supposed to pick 3 names so that they can have for their sister's name or religious name. And she picked 3 names already, but I erased one because I thought that she needed another name. So I erased one of her names from her letter to turn it into the General Superior. And when she took her name, it was Sister María de la Providencia, which was the one that I changed for her. And I got the opportunity to be there because normally in our order, we don't have people from out of the congregation to come and see this ceremony. This ceremony is an internal ceremony. So to be in her ceremony was my first touch, was what I decided to enter the community. I entered in 2008, 2 years after my sister took her first name, her name for religious life. In 2008, I entered the postulancy, and then in 2009, I entered novitiate, taking the name of Sister María Belen, and then from there, I took vows. When I took my first vows in March 5th of 2011, there I stayed in the United States. So I worked all of my religious life, all of my formation in the United States. In 2017, in July 3rd, I took my final vows. So I've been with the congregation 15 years with 6 years of final vows. So as of right now, I am very happy to be in the community, the Dominican Sisters of Fatima, and to be able to walk with my sisters this religious life. Well, I was born in Puerto Rico and raised in Florida. So born in Puerto Rico with family that were Puerto Rican. So I learned my English my first years in elementary school until 3rd grade. In 3rd grade, I was transferred to United States, to Florida, and that's why I learned the English. But I continued learning Spanish until over the summer or over every Saturday we used to get together with my mom, and she used to teach us Spanish, or to at least maintain the Spanish. My mom is a math teacher and a teacher also, so she was able to teach us the Spanish. Then when I entered the convent, I had to relearn the Spanish and still have my English going, but the Spanish I had to relearn it in Puerto Rico. So when I entered the convent, And then when I came here to United States, the Hispanic ministry where we've been working with Hispanic, that helped me kind of continue and not forget my Spanish. I feel really great being assigned here at San Martin of Tours, because I've been working and praying to be here. In 2008, I was here as a postulant, and I love the way the people received me, and the Hispanic ministry, how big it is. Also the different communities that they have, you know, the Filipinos, the Haitian community, you know, and everybody was like a multicultural community. And I always hope to come back. Never thought that I was going to come back as a religious already with final vows, right? And at this moment, but I thank God that I was assigned here, because it was a prayer answered to me, knowing that Christ, it is there. He's there. He answers everybody's prayers. So I think it was one of my prayers that have been answered. What I like the most about San Martin is the happiness of receiving me, and the happiness where everybody gets together as a multicultural, and how they work. You know, we are all united. We feel like a family, and that's pretty much how I felt when I got here. The first thing that I saw was, wow, it's a family, it's a second family. So that's the most thing that I like. The second thing that I like is that we're not afraid to speak any language, because we are all learning the same different language. You know, if I speak Spanish, the other one wants to learn the Spanish, so I teach them the Spanish. The other one, if I want to learn French, you know, well, we know that people want to teach us French, you know, so it's multicultural, and we're not afraid to speak about it. We're not afraid to be who we are, because we know that we're going to be taught if there's something that we don't know, which is, it's like a family. It feels real good. The advice that I would give people, if they have not found their calling, or they're still discerning in their call, is not to be afraid, to love Christ and to follow His footsteps through prayer. Before the Lord was assigned to do something, or did something for someone, or save a soul, or healed a person, He would apart Himself for prayer. So He teaches us to apart ourselves to prayer, so that we can learn what our calling is, and not to be afraid once we know our calling, not to be afraid to assume it or to take it and go for it, because sometimes the Lord does not let us go. He's there with us, and He's going to be like that little person that takes us, you know, in the ship, you know, He carries us, and He'll take us to where we're supposed to go. So not to be afraid, I would tell them, and most of all that, to keep in prayer, and find a spiritual director that can guide them in discerning their vocation. And once they discern their vocation, to maintain their vocation with a spiritual guide, to knowing that they can still grow in faith, and they still are growing in their vocations. Because even though you enter the community and you might be 5 years still discerning, but you also 15 years, you're still in discernment. You know, even though you take final vows, you are still in discernment of whether the Lord is still continuing to call you in different ways. So prayer and a spiritual director, and following your personal life, you know, how God is taking you through your life, the events that you lived during your life, what helps you to take and get you to the community, get you to where the Lord wants you to go. There's specific little events that happen in your life that opens up to where the Lord wants you. And also your personality. What personality do you have? Do you have a personality where you just give up yourself and just serve others? So if you have that, you can do that in religious life, just like you can do that also as in marriage life, you know, but you do it more as a religious, because you can give your whole self to Christ. So if you have that personality where you just give yourself to Christ for everybody, then religious life is yours. But first of all, obviously, is a spiritual director, prayer, and maintaining yourself opening to God's grace in your life. Thank you to San Martin de Tours for having me here, and I'm very happy to be a part of this community. I'm hoping to be a great influence to take you to Christ, to be a great person to take you to where Christ wants you to be. I'm here, and anything you all need, just knock at the door at the Dominican Sisters office, and we're there to serve you. Thank you very much for having me.